Welcome back to Tony Hawk's Project 8. I'm Insetic, and I've still got the same crew as last time. This time, we're actually not headed to the high school, because between recording the previous three and recording this one, I was going further in my regular playthrough, and I was actually kind of struggling, because, I wasn't grinding for Stokens or doing extra challenges for stat points. I was just kind of getting the next level and moving on, and I was actually starting to have a lot of trouble later on. So this video will be going back to the previous levels and doing more challenges to get, more stat points, get a higher rank, and also, but first I want to show you guys something about the Stokens, because you might have seen I had a full stat points list, or a full special tricks list, and every one of those, yes, is 300 Stokens. So you're like, whoa, Insetic, you must have grinded a lot, because, you find someone who gives you Stokens, you do a big-ass trick thing in front of them, and they'll only give you 30 or 40 at a time. So it's like, wow, you need to play that a while, didn't you? But I actually found an exploit to get you a ton more Stokens. First, just start a combo with anything, then get off your board, then in their line of sight, do something like a rail stall to stay in their line of sight, and that'll glitch them so that they will give you stoked way more often. Normally they only give you it once, but here it's like it's on a cooldown, and every time it refreshes, they give you stoked again. So I'm getting a ton more stoked from this, and boom, 500.
Yo!
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, do that over and over, and every one of those buys you one, almost two special tricks. So yeah, you can get the ones you want pretty fast. But yeah, so I'm going back to Suburbia, downtown, and city center to do some more goals. They'll also benefit me in getting more rank and being able to show you guys some of the interesting, or at least different things they did here that I didn't get to show you when I just blazed through the levels. Here, they've got kind of an interesting challenge where you need to launch yourself off the spinning merry-go-round to... Yeah.
Have you ever been on one of those as a kid? They're terrifying. Because some big kid would grab it and spin it super fast, and you'd feel like you were about to go rocketing off of it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, as a little kid, risking your life on playgrounds was great. I mean, I'm pretty risk-averse, and even as a kid, in elementary school, I'd getting on the swing set, going as high as possible back and forth to jump off and do a backflip before I landed.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, as an adult, I still do that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm attracted to extreme sports games, because I could never do extreme stuff in real life,
You're always chasing that high you haven't felt since you were 7.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I play all those sweet smoking weed simulators for all the weed I can't smoke in real life.
So yeah, I mean, it is kind of cool, the lines they give you, and definitely if I still need to get more rank after, getting to the last level, and it's you're still not rank 8. I'll definitely I said definitely probably, but I might come back to Suburbia and show even more of the cool lines, because really it is, in this first level, they put in a lot that interacts with the cool aspects they added, like the swing set and the,
Definitely Maybe was a great album, so.
Yeah.
You are moving so fucking fast now.
Yeah, I put it all in speed.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what you do in Freestyle.
These photographer shots are always awful. They always take the picture way too late.
There was a cloud in the background that kind of looked like a mushroom cloud.
Yeah, and people are like, why are you referencing Freestyle instead of played that years ago? Did you watch it recently or something? I was like, no, I just remember it.
Once you play Freestyle, you won't forget it.
Dude, Freestyle's the worst fucking game ever.
Thinking about not terrible games, but games with terrible speed stats, the original Amped. That game, you never needed to put 3 points in speed.
Right. Yeah, you put 1 point in speed, and that's it.
Can we really circle back on the topic of how that photographer girl really should find another job?
Yeah, it looked like
she's fucking horrible at this.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't even bother to give her a name yet. You earned that.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have thought you'd have a name before you got the job.
Can you imagine being the guy at Volcom who saw that photograph and was like, damn, we should sign this guy?
Yeah, I'm sure he did something really cool before this photo was taken.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me how back when skateboarding was mostly like still images in a magazine, how everything was based off of trust. Like, you just had to believe that the guy landed the trick. Which is incidentally how the Fandango was invented. That's a topic.
I mean, to be fair, the fact that he attempted the trick is pretty impressive all on its own.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Calvin and Hobbes strip where he's like, take a picture of me holding a baseball, and it's like, Hobbes is like, but you hate sports. He's like, yeah, but if people see me holding a baseball bat, they'll think I'm great at sports. And it's like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I was like, wow, you know, I ought to take pictures of myself doing all sorts of crazy shit, or looking like I'm about to do all sorts of crazy shit. People think I'm really interesting. And then Instagram was invented, and, you know.
Everyone learned you weren't.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Everyone found a use for that skill.
Here's kind of a funny thing that I saw, like, other people did in this game. So, like, if you crash, you can hit a button to, like, instantly get on your board instead of wait for the animation. But to kind of counteract that, there's a 5-second penalty. Like, it takes 5 seconds off your counter.
Oh!
So, if you're sitting there and you've got, like, a minute left, but you tricked so hard that, you know, you don't need to trick anymore, just do that over and over and over, and lose 5 seconds each time. It looks kind of weird, but hey, it's more time efficient.
Oh boy, another photo.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I've played this before, but I never noticed that. Like, whenever you press that, get up quickly. Oh, dear.
That's the worst photograph.
I mean, I am pretty high in the air on that one. At least I'm not standing.
Also, that reminds me of that
no
scene.
evidence of the fact that you're high in the air. That could have just been you ollieing in, like, a field somewhere. And the camera was just really low to the ground.
That reminds me of the scene in the 90s Leave It to Beaver movie where he ends up stuck in a giant coffee cup on top of a restaurant. Sure, everyone else remembers that movie as well.
Maybe it's a reference.
I don't think even the director remembers that movie.
I forgot Leave It to Beaver existed.
I'm not sure. Like, I don't quite have an eidetic memory, but I have something close to it. I just don't forget the stupid shit that I experience.
Yeah, I've got an idiotic memory. I'm real good at remembering stuff.
I'm an idiotic memory, yeah.
Actually, this game takes place in Beaver Valley. Maybe this is all one big...
Oh my god,
yeah, Leave It to Beaver Valley.
Whoa. Yeah. Did you guys notice that the mascot of the high school is the Beavers? So they're the Beaver Valley Beavers.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome to the Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Yeah.
I mean, would you prefer a mascot that is like literally an anthropomorphized dam? Because that would be pretty fucking stupid.
See, here's the thing, though. I wouldn't want it to be anthropomorphized because we should have moved past that.
It's not even a person in a costume. They just have a dam around.
Yeah.
Like a real life dam.
Every once in a while during the school day, they just dam up a hallway.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Kids are like, oh man, I'm running late to class. They turn the corner. Oh fuck! I gotta go the long way around.
And then Duck Dynasty comes along and blows them up with dynamite.
Yeah.
Or even worse, you're on the side of the dam with water.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, you just drown half the school.
Yeah.
Fucking drown.
Football team runs on and like a fucking dam gets brought on. I don't know where this is going.
Half the field is flooded, yeah.
So yeah, like, with all these levels, I was like 4 or 5 challenges from doing enough to get, 2 more stat points each time, so...
Nice.
Yeah, I figured out that, like, hey, let me just go to the previous ones and do that again, get some nice rank, and also get 6 stat points. I mean, again, I do want to stress that, like, with just playing the level until it says I unlock the next one, and going to the next level and doing that over and over, I didn't have very many stat points in, like, the final level or so, and I, was a pretty low rank, or, low in the terms of getting down to Project 8, and it needed me to go back and do a whole bunch.
Yeah, I mean, that's just basically them trying to incentivize you going back and, like, really...
Yeah.
Not just racing through it, which I honestly, I don't mind. I think that's probably a good thing.
I just want this one to look more natural than like, well, it's episode 18, time to go back and do a few more things.
Yeah. Question though, in the new games, have they remade the levels from the shitty games so we can enjoy them in a good engine?
I mean, they remade 1 and 2.
Yeah, they remade 1 and 2. So.
Well, no, I mean, like, people have been recreating maps, you know.
Oh,
so like, has somebody remade
probably.
Lower Wacker Drive? Because I always suspected Lower Wacker Drive would be fun in a non-ride game.
Oh, you know what? Probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
I haven't actually really looked at, other people's custom maps.
No.
Wow. No damage to your knees.
God, Tony Hawk's so unrealistic.
Yeah, they should have shot off. Like, have you ever seen like a fire hydrant explode? Like the side cap comes like rocketing off.
Yeah, that's the way your kneecaps should have launched off your legs, and blood
Like
could have
fucking
squirted
Bobcat.
out.
God, imagine if it's like, hey, we're on Gen 7 now. Let's add a damage system, like, I don't know, and blitz the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the end of it, you look
Jesus.
like a zombie.
Yeah,
Chunks of your flesh are falling off, and
those
Bones
dollar
breaking.
amounts of the hospital bill when you bail aren't just a joke. They're actually
Yeah.
like, I don't know, you went into serious debt and you also have to watch yourself recover over the next 6 months.
one of the major sponsors is a health insurance company,
Oh,
and
no.
you get health insurance halfway through the game, which kind of helps a little
Dude,
bit,
like
but you're still
like
in a
the
high-risk
MetLife building
category.
that appears in the game based on the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
There's product placement for MetLife of all things. Nothing
Yeah.
else, just MetLife.
Well, that's because there was product placement for MetLife in the movie,
Yeah, it's a New York staple.
not just in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a chili dog and go down to MetLife.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sick line. I always really like that line.
Oh, I love how this camera is like, you might be wondering how I got here. Oh, no, you landed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Here we are.
You ranked up.
Nice getting hooked up with those guys.
Every single time one of those ranking thing comes up, it reminds me of Downhill Jam. Where every time Bob would be like, you ranked up, and then the skateboard would fly at your face and you'd scream.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Bob would get like, it was like a jump scare.
It was very scary.
It was very intimidating. I understand why they wanted
Removed
to make
it.
yeah.
It seems like they were. It seems like they were trying to do what Skylar, Jalen, and I were trying to do when we were trying to make a Tony Hawk horror game called Tony Haunt.
Oh no.
These games really do need an element of fear to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
really push
That's
them
why
to the
they have
next
the
level.
realistic gore.
Yeah, exactly. Did you guys ever play the Wolverine X-Men Origins Wolverine game?
Oh,
Surprisingly,
man, yeah.
that game is much better than the movie.
I mean, it'd be kind of hard
there's
not to be.
Well, that's true. But the game has like has a really complicated like gore system where like as you get shot and cut, your guy gets marked up and pieces of him fall off, and then when you watch Wolverine, like his health is represented on his skin because he's Wolverine and he regenerates. And so like it's really strange that they developed this whole system for this one game. Because it only works for Wolverine. You can't really do that in another game. So it's not like the technology,
Maybe like prototype or something.
I guess.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they're...
I mean, I know exactly what you mean. I was just trying to think of a other example.
Yeah, another example where it could work.
I mean, God, you remember the game Never Dead?
Yeah.
Oh my
That
god,
game
yes I do.
sucked.
What do you mean that game sucked?
Well, at least
it was
when-
terrible.
At
but
least when the enemies that could just swallow your head, and if you didn't pass a freaking QuickTime event that was way too hard, it was just game over. And I didn't pass that once. I mean, I was just casually playing it. I got to those. I got my head swallowed like 3 times, failed 3 times, and went, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Maybe you shouldn't have been a casual.
I got the game for PS3, and everything you just said was accurate. But I still really enjoyed how stupid the game was.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah.
I mean,
Just
you know
those-
me.
yeah.
I can still enjoy a pretty terrible time.
Right, I mean, the breaking point definitely was, like, constantly failing those,
Yeah, that shit.
QuickTime
That
events.
was the worst part of. Well, I don't know if it's the worst part of the game because I also didn't beat the game.
Yeah,
I quit
think-
about halfway through.
I mean,
But
I think we got the same distance. Like, once I quit, I was watching you, and you quit pretty quickly after.
no, I played again a little bit after that, and then I quit.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah. No, the game is pretty jank.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
those
Never
great
Dead.
games.
I remember Never Dead. The reason I got it for PS3 was because I suddenly remembered it after years of not having thought about it for ages. And like, I remember it was in a copy of Game Informer. They'd mentioned Never Dead in like a single paragraph, and I thought like, oh, that sounds kind of neat. And then I never heard about it again.
Yeah.
You know,
man, I mean, there should have been if it had been made by Neversoft, then maybe.
Well, so anyway, next time we actually are going to the high school. We, got some more stat points, showed off some more of the previous 3 levels, but yeah, we actually are moving on next time on Project 8.